Sunday we talked about prayer and how prayer was really, really important. Now, I'm going to ask you the question. I think I might know the answer, okay? But what's I'll tell you, what's the very first thing you do in the morning? The very first thing I do is I go down the stairs and I get coffee. That's what I do, okay? Because I wake up in the middle of the night and have to go to the bathroom. So I don't have to do that right away. I can just go and get myself a cup of coffee. And you know what I do next? I sit in the chair and I just sit there. Okay, what do you do? First thing you do in the morning?
I go to the bathroom.
That's important. What's the next thing?
I usually pray and get into my devotionals for the day.
You were a better man than me.
And then take a shower when I'm done with reading whatever I read that morning.
Yeah, see, I should be doing that. Because usually I get the kids up, get them to school, and then I get into my Bible and my prayer time. But the point is that prayer is really, really important. And actually, it was the first thing that Jesus did every single morning. In fact, if you looked at that scripture in Mark 1:35, it says, "Now in the morning, having risen a long while before daylight," I don't do that. He went out and departed to a solitary place, and there he prayed. And so prayer is really, really important. So I think another important part of prayer is the fact that you got to find an atmosphere where you can actually sit down and pray. And I think that sometimes we have to be really creative with how that looks. I have to literally put my phone somewhere in another room. That's why I do it after my kids go to school, because it's too busy in the morning, with people flying in and out. And nobody's left in the house except my mother-in-law. She's on the other side of the house, and I can get into prayer, Your house is probably a little bit quieter because you have all adults in your home.
You'd be surprised.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but my grandma's store is next door.
And that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. So that might make things a little interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, because usually my dad's getting her breakfast, and she doesn't remember if it's day or night, and they're in a conversation, and then some days are better than others.
You can hear that through the walls, probably.
Sometimes they're getting along, sometimes they're not.
Yeah. Wow. Yep.
It depends when I'm doing it. If they're starting to do their thing, it depends. If I get up early enough, I usually can avoid it.
What time is early for you?
8:39.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I'm up by 6:30 late. If I'm running late, 6:30, because the kids got to get on the bus. But yeah. And what's interesting, too, is I find a lot of my prayer time better at night, just before I go to bed. So I have, like, lots of different kind of prayer times with, a minute here, 2 minutes there, then, like, 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there. And I've kind of placed that in different places. Like, for instance, at night when I go to bed, there's like an hour. There's a bunch of time in there where I pray. When I'm at the steam room at the Y, I'm praying.
I can't do the night thing no more. I gotta before I go to bed, I'm like watching like a record YouTube or something. Nothing that I can't think. Really? I'm usually not going to bed between like 12 and 1, and I can't. And sometimes I fell asleep for half. I already fell asleep on the couch for a few minutes. My brain's done. I'm like fried from working here, working around, all the things I have to think.
Yeah.
I cannot think at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I got to do it when I get up, when my mind is ready to work. My mind is ready to go and start the day. I cannot. I used to do it, and I can't do that no more.
Wow.
I just can't. I've even tried to do devotions at night or do like one in the night. I've tried to do the night. Sometimes I do the night, but it never goes as well. I never focus as good because I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I got to just do something that's relaxing and get myself where I'm ready to just go to sleep. Go from something relax, just whatever, watching whether it's a press conference or a thing on video on YouTube on some records the guy just found when he was out or something easy going, or I can just go to sleep from there. I can't do something really important. Once in a great while, I still have energy. I mean, I've done some radio stuff at night, but it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is that you bring that up is we're all different. And not only are we different, we change over time, And I was never a morning person, and now I do a lot in the morning. But, well, cool. Well, good stuff. Well, we got to get into your top 10.